Oh boy, I haven't done a steering wheel rant in a while, probably about a year, which is unfortunate because there is no better place than to do a rant by a steering wheel. Now, what shall I talk about? Well, I read this article that one of Chicago's oldest and most classic pizza places is closing down because nobody wants to work there. Now, I need some help with this. Somebody needs to fill me in. Am I like missing something with this equation? What does that mean, like nobody wants to work? We already know nobody wants to work. That's a given, people by their very nature. But I was under the impression that the system is run in a way that you don't really have a choice but to work. And are you really telling me that you can't find people to go work in a pizza shop? And this is not related to the mandates, by the way. And actually, a lot of places are not mandating anything that are hiring, but nobody's working for them. So, if you guys could fill me in on what is going on, is everybody just like starting an OnlyFans account and they're becoming a Twitch gamer and they're just is it turning into an internet economy entirely? Um I mean, I could certainly see that as being a goal for a new world order type system where, we would reach a point where you really didn't have to go outside. And some would argue that we've already reached that point, and was the lockdowns kind of a test phase for that sort of society? So is this the do what thou wilt future where everyone's just on OnlyFans and the machines are just like and the drones are bringing products to you and you could just sit on your ass all day at home? I mean, does that really sound like a future that sounds appealing? There's already quite a few dystopian movies that are similar to that very idea, such as the one I saw recently, Surrogates. Whereby they have their real bodies are sitting in a chair and they have these VR type glasses and they're experiencing their life through a third party in their perfected avatar robot body, right? Which is absolutely perfect. Now, do I actually believe that we're going to hit that future? No, because the world's going to end. So, and I've been meditating on iPad Go 3. If you guys did not see that video, I highly recommend you do. Whatever, even if you're not coming from a Christian perspective, because he is, it's still an incredibly interesting analysis, and I think he's spot on and very accurate. Now, the reason why I thought iPad Goat 3 was a joke was because of just the terrible quality. It, like, literally, the game Wolfenstein from 1996 had better graphics than this cartoon. Now, there's a bunch of new subscribers. Welcome. I don't know where you guys came from, but thank you. And supposedly YouTube's allowing me to live stream now. Uh, but I haven't been able to for whatever reason, even though I tried. So for the new people, oh man, I don't know if I really want to explain this for the 10,000th time, but iPad Go 2 and iPad Go 3, let's just say that's the future, okay? Let's just say that's the future. That's the planned future. Now, what's interesting is that this guy is saying that there are actually two Christ figures that are supposed to arrive. So he's saying that there's one Antichrist and one real Christ, and that when the real Christ comes, that the global elite are going to deceive the population into thinking that the real Christ is the Antichrist and the Antichrist is the real Christ. So they're going to have everything reversed. Now, would I be surprised if that actually happened? Not at all. I actually would not be surprised. I actually am more inclined to believe that both of them are going to be false Christs. I'm sorry if that offends someone, but I think the scenario of that being, if this occurs, that would probably be the most likely situation, is that it's all just one twisted mind game, okay? And then they're going to have this blah, blah, blah supposed battle amongst each other. Um, and it's going to be confusing as hell to people, right? Because, you know, the Christ is bringing destruction, as iPad Go 3 implies, but the Antichrist is trying to bring peace to the world. So, of course, people are more inclined to believe that the actual Christ is the Antichrist because he's destroying everything. And that's going to be a real clever freaking game that play on people if this actually comes true. I guess time will tell if it does. Again, as I've stated previously, I do have a date to watch. I'm not setting a date, but I am watching a date. Because November 19th, being sort of a mirror of 911, and in iPad Go 2, you have mirrored versions, right? You have on the right showing the first event, on the left showing the second. The first event being the towers, the second event being the tsunamis that are coming. And since they're kind of in a mirrored kind of way, those numbers kind of mirror each other and they sort of lines up, but it's also a half blood moon. And this is the first and only time that we're ever having a half blood moon. For all these years, we've been trying to decode that stupid thing. And it looks exactly like a half blood moon. And there's still people trying to argue that the scene of Osama bin Laden with the eclipse, that is a solar eclipse. I don't see how anyone could see how that is a solar. That is obviously a lunar eclipse. You really can't mistake the two if you really think about it. Like, if this cartoon is so detailed and intricate as it is, they're not going to mistake a solar and lunar eclipse. They made it obvious too that it's a lunar eclipse. Now, there's another blood moon in May 2022. Very possible then as well. But so far, they're managing to prop up the fake stock market to new record highs. The property giant Evergrande in China has been bailed out so far, where they somehow paid their debt payments. The point I'm making is that they're maintaining the monstrosity, this fake fiat system. They're somehow managing to maintain it miraculously. Over and I wouldn't even be the least surprised if there's sorcery and magic involved in the way that they keep these systems running, as well as quantum computers and things. Because otherwise it would be impossible. It would fall apart. There's no reason why we should be hitting record highs. But it's plausible that as long as they can maintain the illusion of the system running, that there wouldn't be any major sort of conflicts or events until there is no other option. So, of course, they could maintain it until May 2022, possibly. Um, I don't know. There's so many varying possibilities here. But, yeah, I do recommend you guys check that out. iPad Go 3 is not nearly as cursed as iPad Go 2, so you're not going to get some little demons monitoring you after you watch it or try to suck you in and entice you and obsessing over it. It's not that type of cartoon at all, so I do recommend you watch yesterday's video. I shared the link below in that video. All right, peace.